Hello everyone, my name is Pinkulia and welcome back to Blooming Nightshade. So we just went through the prologue and picked the card on the title screen that said Kiyomi, just in case that's how you select routes. And we found out that Kiyomi's parents are dead, but people seem to forget that somehow. And we also learned that she's stereotyped to be smart just because she wears glasses, and it obviously annoys her. I wonder if there's anything else to learn about Kiyomi. Week 7. After Kiyomi was done with the track practice for the day, I went to go talk to her for a bit. She was carrying a thermos with hot tea of some kind inside, sipping on it as I greeted her. Are things getting worse for you? A bit, yeah. It's like there isn't a good time of year for me. Summer is hot enough to make me sweaty and sticky if I wear enough to keep my temperature right. Fall and winter are too cold. Even spring isn't the best since it only turns into summer. What did your doctor say about your condition? Well, it's not life-threatening, so he recommends against doing anything drastic. Which makes sense, technically. Still, it must be lame to always feel cold, especially when you only don't feel cold when it's sweating. I'm kind of like that. It's like iron deficiency, so I get cold a lot. That's why I even in summer sometimes I'll still wear a sweater. And then yeah, the only times I'm not cold is if I'm like sweating everything off and it's super annoying. I'd almost prefer to be cold rather than hot. It could be worse. Besides, I'm used to it. She took a sip from her tea, then tapped on her jacket. At least the school lets me wear this in class, otherwise I might end up shivering during lessons. I didn't fully understand Kiyomi's illness or condition or whatever it was, but it always made me feel bad for her when it came up. So it's not some kind of illness or something? According to my doctor, it's a minor issue with how my brain regulates body heat. Like I said, it's not life-threatening. I know you don't really get it, but don't act like I'm some invalid. I just get cold, okay? Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you. Kiyomi sighed, looking away. I didn't mean it like that. Just... can't we talk about something else? Then what about? I struggled for an idea. Math class? I thought you hated triangles. Well, I do, but it's something different. Kiyomi smirked and shook her head. Don't ever become a nurse or doctor, Himika. I'll keep that advice in mind. We talked about a few other things, then went back to our rooms. Excuse me. I ended up doing some of my math homework while it was fresh in my mind. Week 8. During lunch, Izumi was telling Kiyomi about some new training regimen her team was on. It didn't really interest me, so I wasn't paying much attention. Even so, I heard bits and pieces of it as I ate quietly, feeling a bit left out. The track team has been doing that for a while. It's a good idea to stretch before and after, I think. Traditionally, it's only done before working out. Why both before and after? I'm told it helps you wind down after training, keeps you from getting sore. Interesting, I'll have to consider that. The two of them seemed to be taking this seriously, so I didn't feel like I should interrupt. At one point, Izumi even started taking notes. Okay, so this should take from 3 to 5 minutes. That leaves us plenty of time for the practice matches. Maybe give them another minute or two for this part. It takes a bit longer than 2 minutes for my teammates to do these. Maybe it should be moved to a different part of the schedule then. Let's see. I almost sighed before catching myself. I didn't want to think about this much exercise. By the way, Himika, how do we get for stretches in PE class? How long do we get for stretches in PE class again? Me? Yeah, it's only once a week, so I don't remember it as well as the volleyball practice. Maybe 5 minutes total? It's a class, so they only have about an hour to do things. I think she's right, but I still think 10 minutes before and 5 minutes after is an acceptable amount for a practice meet. Izumi rubbed her chin, nodding. I'll have to run it by the others, but you might be right. I turned back to my food, feeling out of place. Why are they putting so much effort into this? Week 9. I had been looking for Kiyomi when I got a text from her saying that she was in the cooking club's room, so I headed over to find her. Kiyomi was boiling some water for tea when I got there. It was a large amount, and she had her thermos sitting nearby. The cooking club let me use their room to boil some water, since the dorm kitchens are full right now. You make all your own tea, huh? Yeah. Most of the stuff in the dining hall is chilled, which doesn't help me at all. Good point, and the fresh stuff probably runs out quick. Kiyomi took the lid off of the pot and dipped the tea packet she had prepared into it. Since I'm going to have extra, I thought I'd ask if you wanted any when it's ready. Sure, I'll have some, thanks. Kiyomi smiled and nodded. I thought you'd be interested. She removed the tea bags and stirred the pot, then nodded to herself. She poured most of the tea into her thermos, then got 2 cups and poured some tea into each of those. Here you go. I accepted the tea and took a sip. It didn't have any fruit flavoring like I preferred with my tea, but I liked how warm it was. Thanks. We found some chairs and took a seat, sipping at our tea in silence. In the quiet, I thought about the past year and a half of knowing Kiyomi. I felt comfortable around her, and I was happy she was my friend. Yet, when I looked over at her face, the thought of being more than friends caught my mind. I imagined having tea with her like this one day, then leaning over and kissing her on the lips. What am I thinking? Haha, let's date, 'cause being friends is lame. Could she maybe also want to try something like that? Hey, Kiyomi? I have a question. Kiyomi nodded to indicate I should go on. She was in the middle of taking a sip of her tea. Would you consider going out with me? She almost spit out her tea, clutching her mouth with her free hand and forcing herself to swallow. So, it's me who was your type after all? Huh? You don't Never mind. Kiyomi slowly put her teacup on the floor. She adjusted her glasses and took a deep breath. You know what? I think that might actually be a good idea. I've thought you were cute for a while. I didn't really consider a relationship until you brought up those first years a few weeks back, though. I felt my entire body go hot. It wasn't the tea, I don't think. Cute? Yeah, plus, you have... well... She made a grabbing motion over her chest. Big ones. I wanted to hide my face because I knew I was blushing now. So it's okay? I'm okay with it, yeah. I had reached my limit. My heart was thumping the inside of my ribs. I stood up and put my teacup on the counter. Thanks for the tea. Before I knew it, I had left the club room and I was partway to my room. Idiot, I probably look so silly now, and I didn't even help Kiyomi put things away. Oof. I was eating lunch in the dining hall when Kiyomi joined me. I had planned on talking to her later, but I was surprised at her arrival. Oh, didn't expect to see you here. Thought I'd be upset about last time? Maybe. Kiyomi shrugged and sat down across from me. Track meet was cancelled today, so I decided to look for you. Well, I'm here. I forced a smile, feeling a bit awkward. Kiyomi giggled. You sure are. I thought I saw Kiyomi staring at something on my chest, so I looked down to see if I spilled something, but there didn't seem to be anything on there. I slid my food away, nearly finished with it anyway. So what are your plans for today? Well, I'm finally caught up with homework for now, so maybe I'll catch up on some TV shows I've been putting off. Do you mean like anime or live action? Mostly live action. I've been trying to get into this show about a group of survivors in a nuclear wasteland. Kiyomi started describing the show to me, how it began, the improvement of characters, and so on. And then the mutants overran the camp, so James had to stay behind to help everyone else escape. Did he survive? Not likely. He was missing a few organs last we saw of him. Oh no. It sounded pretty depressing, but Kiyomi seemed interested in it. Eventually, I promised I'd watch at least the first season so that Kiyomi could talk with someone about the show. No one in my track team watches it. They don't like watching foreign shows. They want to hear dialogue, not read it. There's no Japanese voice track? No official one, no. Not popular enough here. I see. I'll keep that in mind when I look for it. I'll email you the link to the site that I'll email you the link to a site that has it for free streaming. Kiyomi checked her phone. Well, I think I'll get started on my binge if you don't need me for something else. Okay, have fun. She left the dining hall, and before long I was on my way out as well. I hope the show isn't too scary for me. Week 11. I had to stay after class to talk to one of my teachers, so I was late in getting back to the dorm after the end of school. When I was heading back to my room, I saw Kiyomi and Izumi standing by the windows looking outside. It's a really nice day today. It's a shame it's not practice day. This is perfect weather. I walked closer, wondering why they were talking about the weather. You know, we could take a break from schoolwork and go on a run around the school grounds. Get some extra exercise in, huh? That does sound like a good idea. They both finally noticed me, glancing over and nodding at my approach. We might go for a quick run, Himika. Want to join us? No, I'm fine. Not as much. Those dangly legs might get away from you. Hey! Kiyomi shook her head and smiled. Anyway, we'll see you in a bit. Have fun then. We'll try! Izumi winked at me, and the two of them headed for the front entrance. I glanced outside. It was pretty nice out, actually, but I wasn't really into running. Week 12. I wonder if, on other routes, if those are the two that can get together because they both like exercising and they're both on teams, so they might spend a lot of time together. Kiyomi wasn't in her room when I went to look for her, so I ended up going to the library instead. When I arrived, I found Kiyomi browsing the shelves. Walking over to her, I waved to get her attention. What are you looking for? I'm trying to find references for one of our essay assignments. I don't know what to look for, though. How are you going to find it, then? Kiyomi hesitated, then shrugged. I don't know. I rubbed the back of my neck. Which project are you working on? Kiyomi went over which of our essay assignments she was working on. After hearing what she needed, I had an idea to help. Let's try over in this section. We went over to another part of the library. It took a while to find a book that might have the right information that was needed for something Kiyomi was comfortable with, but we found it. Thanks. I was getting frustrated with this paper. Yeah, it's not a fun assignment. The book now under her arm, Kiyomi glanced over at a different shelf. Hey, why don't we see what sort of movies our library has? Maybe there's something good. I remember seeing a bunch of DVDs in that corner. Looking over that way, I noticed there were a number of DVDs on a few shelves in the back. I had needed to check one out for the project once, but it didn't register as something to look into again. Huh, I didn't really think much of those. We headed over and Kiyomi started tapping the cases as she examined them. What kind of movies do we have here? I wonder if they have any romance movies. She seemed to be talking to herself, so I decided not to interrupt her. Huh, these actually don't look too bad. There are some recent movies here. I don't really think of libraries having that sort of thing. Well, technically, technology marches on, I suppose. Have to keep with the times. At any rate, I'll need to take another look when I have time. She tapped the book we had found. I'm going to check this out and get started. Thanks for the help. I'm glad it worked out. We said goodbye to each other, then left the library. I hope everything goes okay with her paper. Week 13. Kiyomi sent me a message asking me to meet her after her track meeting, so I headed over to her room when I was sure she'd be back. When she let me in, she was still in her track uniform. She had a change of clothes laid out on her bed. Oh, you're a bit earlier than I expected. I'll just need a moment. I closed the bedroom door behind me and turned to face it, hoping that was enough privacy for Kiyomi to change. To be honest, the thought of Kiyomi being almost naked behind me made every little sound cause heat to rise in my cheeks. After a minute, I heard the plop of Kiyomi's track uniform as it hit the floor. Okay, I'm done. I turned around. Kiyomi kicked her uniform bundle to the side of the room where a small pile of her dirty clothes had piled up. The pile looks bigger than usual. It might be. I usually do laundry twice a week, but I forgot because of homework. Anyway, thanks for coming over. I wanted your opinion on some outfits I was looking into. Outfits? Are you sure you want my opinion on clothes? Kiyomi shrugged. Why not? You could tell me what you want to see me in. I felt myself blush at the thought. I hid my mouth by pretending to rub under my nose. If you're sure. Kiyomi went to her computer and I walked over to stand next to her. She brought up a few bookmarked pages of different clothing ideas and we started going over them. I like this one because the materials it's made of are usually pretty warm, so it lets me wear something with fewer layers. Yeah, I can see you looking good in that. Honestly? Yeah, I think it would suit you. Alright, how about this one? We continued to go through Kiyomi's list. Eventually, she showed me one that didn't seem to fit with her other choices. This one, oh, right. This is the one I thought would look good on you. I guess I like it because it would really bring out your chest area. I almost coughed in surprise, but just barely held it in. I felt hot when I realized that she was right about the top. Are you sure it'd suit me? Yeah, I think it would look really good on you. Good on my boobs, at any rate. I'll consider it. Thanks. Let me know if you do. I'd like to see you in it. I will, I promise. I noted the price. It didn't look too expensive. I should save the name and where it's from. After finishing Kiyomi's list, we didn't know what else to talk about right now. Since we had the test to study for, we decided to work on that. After going over some of the lessons with Kiyomi, I headed to my room to consult my own notes. Still, I made sure that I had saved everything about the outfit Kiyomi thought I'd like. I didn't get fashion advice often, so I better give it a try when someone does suggest something. Well, that was kind of cute. At least we're doing something that's like we're dating. But that's all the time I have, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!